LCFY, guys. We got in this and we caught a 300%er. Okay, let's get into it. All right, guys, it's your boy Joe back at it again, trading phase. You already know, your favorite trader, your favorite day trader, your favorite swing trader, your favorite guy to trade. And I'm just here to share my daily recap and show you guys what the hell happened today. We caught something nice. Now, guys, I want to go in and show you guys what happened yesterday also, because I couldn't do a little recap, but I want to show you guys some of the mistakes that I did yesterday. So again, you don't do that, right? And on top of that, so you can see how I fixed that today. All right. So yesterday, I actually did pretty good on PSTV again. Okay. This is the same stock that I did good on the day before, but this time around I did the same thing. So basically I got like $1,000 or more from PSTV, which was great. But to be honest with you, this should have been more than that. Okay. It should have been like $4,000. I basically, if you guys remember the last video that I dropped, I went in and I let it drop too much. Okay, I was waiting for it to bounce back and never did. And I said, get me out with 600 bucks at least. It touched 4,000. I was 4,000 in profit. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to let that happen again. And that's what happened yesterday, right? But I got anxious. I saw something moving and I got into it, super late, which was this one, BIAF. And that right there, man, I got a killer, man. 1,141. So it set me back a little something. Okay, a little pretty penny. All right. So yes, and that was a mistake that today I said, you know what, I'm gonna correct this. Okay. So just to show you guys like what really happened on this stock. Okay, I basically got in, if I'm not mistaken, I got in at 0.42, super late. Okay, look at the movement. Okay, so I got 0.42 expecting for this to go higher. Wrong move. Okay, if I wanted to get in, I needed to get in down here. All right, this was like around 30, and then from there ride it up. If not, let it come back down and then catch it from 32 all the way to 46. I got anxious. I saw this thing moving and I caught FOMO. Okay, this is the fear of missing out, guys. I have 2 years doing this thing, right? And we're going to the third year. And I could tell you I still go through this thing, okay? That's just the facts. You just got to wait until it comes to your levels that you're ready to go back in. And once it becomes on an uptrend, then you get back in there. Do not jump in just because this thing is up, 50% or whatever it is, okay? Because you will pay for it. So that's what happened to me, right? I basically went in, I held it for too damn long, and then when I held it for too damn long, I ended up with a loss, right? So I went in minus 700 right here, and then I even try to let it rock just a little bit more, and I got basically another $300 that I lost there. Okay, I got back in. Matter of fact, I got back in and basically thinking that it was going to come back up. And just to recuperate, guess what? That shit had a long drop, right? So I tried to get back in like a 39 over here, thinking that it will bounce like this. It never did. All it did was just go foo, 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 and that's it. I was out of here. They packed me up, bro. All right? So today, I said that's not going to happen again, okay? And that's what sucks sometimes where, you're going to see what happened with this one, LCFY, right? And basically on this one, I was supposed to come out winning, like really big, because I got in super early. I got in so early, bro. I got in like around, look at this. I got in at 508. It dropped a little bit, right? I got back in heavy at 468. So we could see over here what happened. That it just went up and then came back down. Shout out to Rose Cameron. He was talking about this today too. It was very difficult for him to trade this because, we're trying to get the next leg up. And what was happening was every time it will go up, it dropped right away. So over here, as you can see, it goes to 5 something, boom, comes back down all the way to like 4 something, 468. So look at this. This is exactly where I got in, right? 468 at the bottom. Soon as it touched the bottom, I came back in and I bought 1,600 shares of it. Okay. Now, mind you, this is 468. This thing went up all the way to like 14. Imagine if I would have held that. But the truth is that because of what happened yesterday, because of that whatever BIAF, it messed me up. It kind of messed up my psyche in a sense, right? I mean, it didn't mess it up. It put this concept in my head of like, if I get 2,000 or better, I need to leave with 2,000 and better. Okay, I can't go in and risk this thing coming back down, right? Because remember that I basically PSTV, I basically got like 4,000, almost $5,000, and I let it drop all the way to 600. I'm not letting that shit happen no more. It's a wrap. Those days is over. If we touch 4,000, I let it drop a little bit, but I'm getting out at 3,000. 3,000 is $3,000. Who's earning $3,000 a day? Like, that's wild, right? For me to let that, get lost like that. So yeah, so LCFY, I ended up leaving out of here with $3,000. Okay. Now, mind you, remember, I bought in 1,600, right? I tested the water with 100 shares at 508. Then from there, I went in and I bought 1,600 shares at 468. Then once it touched $6, because it just kept going up and down, it just made me nervous. I'll be honest. Like, look at this. It went all the way to 680. Right? And then it dropped. And when it dropped and it touched 6, I say, I'm out. Okay. I'm already winning. I'm going to sell 1,000, right? Because I already have another 700 shares left. And if it drops a little bit more, then I'll sell those. If it breaks this level over here, which it didn't. Okay. It basically bumped from there and started coming back up. So what I did was, because I want to secure profits. This is my mood from now on. I'm not losing. I'm going to go in, I'm going to have all green trades, because every single day I trade, no cap, I'm always winning, but I let it drop. And if I'm losing on a trade, I just let that shit ride for way too long. It's like, nah, if this shit broke trend, I'm out. And I'm going to show you guys why I'm saying that. Okay. So again, all the trades here were amazing. As you can see, nothing but green, nothing but green. Okay. Now imagine this, right? If I would have let this thing rock, right? So from 468 to 10, bro, that's $6,000 just right there on 1,000 shares. Okay. That would have been so lovely, but I had to take profits, man. I had to, man. I said, let me get at least half of whatever I got. And it ended up being, $1,200. At the time, it's like going from $468 to $6, $1,200. Not bad. From there, I got over here, I sold 500 at 561 because it dropped. So look at that. I was already up even more than that. But because it dropped, it made me nervous again. Okay, I sold at 6, right? And then it dropped again at 561, and it really made me nervous. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, man, it went up all the way to 7, came back down, and I saw that like at 560 something, and I said, yo, this thing is about to drop again. Now I'm scared. I don't want to lose. I don't want to, because I always win money and I keep letting it drop. So this time around, I say, okay, if it comes, I'm gonna leave a little something. So 500, I'm gonna take it out. What I should have done is, I should have went in and sold at 7. That would have been nice instead of 5. So with 500 shares, that shit would have been really nice. That would have been probably, I don't know, maybe 800, right? Because look at this, I sold at 561. So technically, I went from, basically like $1 from here to here, but it actually went to like 7 something. Okay. But I had to get out of there, right? Those freaking candlesticks were driving me crazy. I'm like, yo, I gotta leave with profit. And then in there, I just went in and I had like, a couple of little shares left and I let them rock. Okay. Same thing over here. Look, 974. I sold 47. At $10, I sold 100 shares. So look at that. With 100 shares, that was $500. So imagine this. I would have let that shit rock. All right. Right. So again, and then this one happened again. Right. It got to 987 and started dropping. I said, get me out of here. I started selling quick. Because again, look at this. It actually touched to 12. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to let this rock. And while I'm doing this, I'm already putting it in my charts like, okay, where did this hit the bottom of here? And where did this was the next bottom? So I say, if it breaks this, which was 11, sorry guys, you can't see. If it breaks this, which was 11 around here, right? I'm gonna get out, right? And that's what I did. I started setting at 10, and then I sold at 9 something. And guess what? You know, this thing actually maintained the trend, which was from here all the way to over here, right? But it's just those drops were making me way too nervous because I don't want to catch an L. I'm not doing what I did before with this BIAF, okay? That's not gonna happen. Now, let's talk about INB, okay? INB, all right? So this was another one that was bumping yesterday. Oh my God, this was lovely. But I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm using a cash account, which means that I could only trade a certain amount of money, right? And that's to limit myself, right? I'm only trading here what profits I have. I'm not putting no more money. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm not throwing like, you know, all my money that I have saved up or the money that I have in long-term stocks. No, this is just the trades that I could do with that cash. I'm not using margin. I'm not using anything. I'm letting this account grow to 25,000 and then we switching it over to the margin account. You know what I'm saying? That way I'm really controlling myself to make sure, because sometimes I've seen situations where I might make, you know, a $10,000 and then I go in, throw the whole $10,000 on some random stock, and then from there lose like 4,000. I'm not doing that. Right now, I'm keeping myself in control, and the best way for me is to use a cash account until I have my goals, which is I want to grow a little small account from $3,000 all the way to $25,000. Okay, we're almost there. We're at 18. So we're growing it little by little. Okay, so again, this what happened with this one. This one was yesterday. I saw this thing moving in the after hours, and I was like, man, I got no more cash, right? And I had a little something left, right? I had a little something left. I had some money left, right? I think it was like 1,000 or something like that, right? And I decided to get in this thing, okay? Because I started feeling FOMO again. FOMO is the worst enemy, bro. Which is literally like you want to get in on something that's already moving. It's too late. If you didn't catch it, it is what it is. Let it rock. Okay, because if not, you're gonna lose money, and that's exactly what happened with this one. So this one is INB. Okay, so I made $3,000 on LCFY. I had put $1,000 into this thing. Okay, and yeah, I have put $1,000 in there, and no, I think I have put the $1,000. Yeah, I had put the $1,000 yesterday, last night. Okay, INB, okay. I had put $142, right? And I had gotten in on this. Okay. The following day, I got back in, right? I let it rock, and like a tintin, I forgot to put a limit order, right? I woke up mad late today. So I could have actually cashed out. So imagine this. I came in like at 11, right? At 11, and I could have cashed out early in the pre-market, like at 14, I would have been up like maybe $400, or, you know, even if I put it at 13, I would have been up $300, $400, okay? And it would have been nice. So then now, because I saw this thing move so high earlier on the day, I woke up late today. And when I woke up late, I actually came back in on INB, right? And what I did was I basically went in on INB, and I didn't buy a lot. I just bought like 100. Well, I bought 500 shares. Okay, I bought like 500 shares on this, right? Like 600 shares, right? 600 shares on this, and I believe I had like 80 shares from the day before. Okay, so then now I ended up getting in at, what was it that I got in? I got in at 10 and 1026. Okay. And guess what happened? Okay. Guess what happened? Right. So I got in at 10 on INB, somewhere over here. Because what happened was I got over here. All right. Matter of fact, here at 10 something, I was expecting for this to go in and now do the reversal because it dropped here. It already got to this point, right? But I didn't let it rock. I should have let this thing play out and then get in. I was trying to anticipate what could happen. I said, well, if it breaks this, I got to get out. Okay. Now, did I do that? Let's look. I didn't do that, right? I got out at $9. Okay. And this was with 500 shares. So remember, this is $10. This is probably, I don't know, like maybe like $5,000 I'm in. So I actually lost, 14%. That was a 14% L for no reason. I had no reason to take that L. Okay. All I needed to do was just wait because it's already in a downtrend. I could see it through my indicators. All of this is red. All of this, it hasn't changed yet. My indicators tell me exactly when this thing has actually shifted. You see here, there's a little dot, there's a little green dot. Okay. That's when we're starting a brand new uptrend. So once it has been confirmed, then maybe you might want to get in here, or maybe you might want to get in here once we break this. Okay. And at that point, you take it all the way up. Okay. I didn't do that. Okay. I got anxious. I got, I want to get in. It's like, man, if I could catch it really good at 10, and if this thing goes to 20, man, I just double up. Okay. So for you guys that are traders, y'all know what it is. Okay. Y'all know how this shit works, right? That FOMO and that anticipation instead of just letting it rock. Okay. So as you can see, all of this is red. All of this is red, right? Thank God I was smart enough to just get out. I say, nah, I'm out of here. Now, if I would have waited down here, waiting for the uptrend, right? Let this thing ride. And then from there, once it's already confirmed, I could have came in with 5,000 from, 940, let's say 950, right? All the way to 11. I would have cashed out right there. Or maybe I would have cashed out at 10.99 or something like that. Because when I would have saw this drop, I would have said, get me out of here. But I would have been up maybe $1.50 a share. So again, learning experience. It is what it is. This is why today I said, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I leave with profits. I'm not giving this back. I'm not giving this LCFY $3,000 shares or $3,000 in trade that I got here in profit. I'm not giving it back, right? And that's my goal, right, for this upcoming week. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I don't care. This thing could go to 100 million. I'm out. I already got profits. And if I do feel like, man, this thing is going crazy and it's still on an uptrend, I'll come back in with some extra cash that I might have, if I have anything left for that day. And if I don't have, that's it. I'm done. Finito. Okay? I'm not giving away no more of the profits. And this is why I'm sharing this with you guys to hold myself accountable. Okay? Because if I go in and do the same thing that I did before, where I'm like $4,000 or $5,000. I've been in situations where I'm $12,000 up, right? And before, what I would think is like, okay, this thing is gonna come back up, bro. And I leave with like $500 after being $12,000 up, bro. I'm not letting that shit happen no more. You're giving away your profit. At least leave with half your money that you already made. There's no point in losing half, right? If you lost half, at least you lost half. But to go in and be like, yo, you're like $10,000, $12,000 up and let it drop because you're thinking, yo, this thing is going to come back up. Guys, I'm still a beginner in this, okay? There's guys that have 10 years in this thing, right? Or more. I got 2 years. I'm still a baby. I'm a toddler. You know what I'm saying? But the cool thing about it is that every single day I'm learning new things. Every single day I'm getting better, okay? And it's crazy because, I could go in and throw 100,000 into this thing. I could go in and throw, 200,000. But why would I when in reality there's things that I still got to work on, right? I still got to work on my FOMO. I still got to work on keeping my own rules, right? I only trade on the uptrend. And if it breaks the uptrend, I'm out, period. Doesn't matter what it is, okay? And if there's a situation where it's like a little bit crazy, like, situations where, you see like, that they holding it up, right? That's the word, holding it up. I'm just gonna use stop losses no matter what. And as long as I leave profit or even, I don't care. I'm gonna use a stop loss. Okay, I'm gonna use a mental stop loss on the pre-market, and I'm gonna use a stop loss on the market, once it's open. Okay. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys like this video. Show me some love in the comment section. Again, let me know if you caught it too, the LCFY, or if you caught the one from yesterday, which was PSTV. Let me know in the comment section. I definitely want to know if you guys caught it. But yeah, man, as you guys can see, my goal here is just to document this journey. This is something that I wanted to do when I was like learning how to code. For those of you guys that don't know, I got a company called codingphase.com where we teach people how to code and help people get into the tech industry. But I'm always been into this thing of like trading. Like, this was my dream before I even became a developer. My dream was always to go in and be a stockbroker. Like, that was my dream. I always, I saw the movie Wall Street, and when I was a little kid, I was like, yo, I want to be that guy with a suit on and going into the stock market. Like, I just thought that shit was so cool, right? But my life went into development and coding, and basically that's what I do, right? But yeah, my goal here with this channel is just to document my journey, right? As you guys can see, we having like a $2,000, $3,000 win, which is good. We're gonna try to increase that in the next couple of months, and hopefully you start seeing here 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, right? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? I think it could happen, but to be honest with you, my goal is just to document it, just to motivate people, just to know like this thing is actually real. I never really got into trading like when I was supposed to get into trading like years ago, but it's just I got turned off so much about all this fake gurus, all this random people that you see out there, and I didn't really get into this thing until I started seeing like Rose Cameron and just seeing like a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular person, knowledgeable. He's doing good. He's killing it, right? I'm doing like $2,000, $3,000. That dude is making 60,000 in the same stocks that I'm jumping in, which is cool, right? Which lets me know I'm in the right path, right? But at the same time, it just showed me like, okay, just a regular person, right? You don't have to be one of those guys with the big chains and the Lambos and this. I don't even want to deal with those type of people. I'm a family man. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be dealing with those type of people. It just seems so fake. So for a long time, I was constantly fighting them. Like, I know I want to trade, but then, it's going to be, to do day trading is going to be difficult. It's going to take too long. And then once I started seeing Rose Cameron, like it started, things started clicking. I'm like, yo, this dude don't even trade all day. This dude comes in early in the morning, see what's the news popping, see there's an opportunity, in and out, in and out, in and out. And that's it, calls it a day. From there, he has his whole day to work on other things and chill with his family. So that was like my little light bulb that said, you know what, I gotta go in and really take this serious. And like for the past 2 years, I decided to just jump on this thing, in and out still. Like now is the first time that I could say, consistently, we're doing this every day, and I'm holding myself accountable to do it every single day by coming in here to YouTube and creating a video showing you guys my recap. For whoever watches this, I don't know who's going to watch it, who's going to subscribe. Okay, there's no end goal to this channel. I'm not trying to sign you up to anything. I don't want you to sign up to anything, right? It's just me going in and, sharing my life trading, right? My first, experience with this and like really jumping on this, head first. Okay, now I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, shoot, I'll let you guys know the things that I'm using, like the tools that I use, like, Trading View. I'll let you guys know what, indicators I'm using, right? Why they're useful to me, right? What tool is this that I'm using, right? This is going to be, I don't know, tradingphase.com, or maybe we'll create it in another platform, but I'm going to make this available to all of you guys. So my goal here is not to get anybody signed up to anything or sell you anything. It's like, no, it's just there. Okay. I just want to document my journey, and whoever watches me, hallelujah. Okay. So anyways, man, I'll see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again, tradingphase.com. Take care. Peace.